shipping container. The box that built the modern world. Source: Noah, Nautilus. By visualgk.com. Trade before the container. Before modern-day shipping containers appeared, in the mid-20th century, the loading and unloading of ships was a very labor-intensive and time-consuming exercise. Barrels, sacks and wooden crates, of various sizes and shapes, were used for carrying goods to the port, where they were loaded onto the dock, then transferred to waiting ships, for their ocean journey. This long process was called break bulk shipping, and as a result, ships often spent more time at the ports, waiting for loading and unloading, than at sea. As well, the goods transported back then were raw materials and non-perishable items that didn't need special containers. History of containerization. Though transporting containers has been practiced since 1792, it wasn't until 1955 that modern containerization was introduced by American entrepreneur Malcolm McLean. He came up with the idea of driving his truck straight onto the transportation ships with its cargo, and drive it off at the destination. He later realized the process could be much simpler if the containers could be lifted off the trucks and placed on the ships. The process he created is called intermodalism transportation. Cargo can be transported in the same container, without being unloaded or reloaded, through the duration of its route. The world's first container ship, the SS Ideal X, was a converted World War II oil tanker. International standards. In 1956, after numerous tests, the first ISO container was born. It was stackable, and built with steel. Reinforced corners made possible to stack the containers without causing damage. They were uniform in size, theft-proof, and easy to load. Anatomy of a shipping container. Twenty-foot equivalent unit, TEU. 20-foot equivalent unit or TEU, is the standardized length of a container for international shipping on land and sea. FEU is a 40-foot equivalent unit container, and twice the size in length of a TEU. The most common height of both containers is 8 feet 6 inches. TEU is also used to indicate a ship's cargo carrying capacity, or the size of a container terminal. For example, the largest container ships can handle over 18,000 TEU per voyage. The world's busiest container port is Shanghai, which handles roughly 34 million TEU a year. Faster shipments, and less losses. Container ship model offers important advantages to both shippers and ship operators. Freight gets securely loaded in the trailers at the shipper's factory, with their doors sealed. Inside the box, the cargo remains secure, while awaiting the ship that would transport it. The first person to open the cargo is either the customs officer or the client themselves. Furthermore, because the containers are hoisted on and off the ship by swift gantry cranes, loading in the port, which were measured in days and weeks, is reduced to hours. This also means that shipping times could be calculated better, as loading times are easier to estimate. Force of globalization. In recent times, the modern shipping container has changed much more than the transportation industry. The invention has radically transformed supply chains, and in turn, domestic and international economies, across the world. %90 of world trade goods are currently transported by sea. There are around 53,000 ships in the world's commercial fleets, 5,000 of which are container ships. The largest of those carries more than 20,000 containers. Without these ships, many countries could not participate in global trade. Please like, share and subscribe. visualgk.com